It's the hashtag Simply Cyber, COMMUNITY. Here to break the cycle, this is vital more than you and I. Yeah, it's exciting, it don't matter what your title is. You can grab a friend or two or three or four, invite them in. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time to grow together. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time to grow together. Dr. Auger is a OG, got that potion, the elixir, got devotion to all those who keep on showing up to witness. Spit the tricks and quits and all the tips to raise your cyber fitness. Switching up the routines, pass it off to James quicker. Keep the people smiling, hit that follow, that's a good decision. Every week, today, tomorrow, I encourage y'all to listen. We gon' teach y'all way more than how to protect yourselves from phishing. More like being confident so you can recognize the vision. On a mission, it's official, we gon' get through all these issues. Time for jaw jacking, baby, this is more than a tradition, yeah. Oh, I can't forget to recognize the mods. They the engine, they the reason that you leave and feeling charged. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's a live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's a live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Yeah. What else can I say? I hope you find some value in this place and have yourself an awesome day. Simply Cyber's here to stay. So let's all put our hands together ready. Time to hang with Dr. A.
That's interesting. I don't know if you guys didn't hear audio when that video intro stinger played, but I didn't hear it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Monday, March 3rd, 2025. This is episode 825 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host over the next hour, Dr. Gerald Auger. And in that hour, me, you, Marcus Kyler, Carrie, Elliot Matisse getting up early, Kimberly Can Fix It, Chris Whitlock, Jenny Housley, DJ Bisek, typically behind the glass, Ms. Julian and Toasty Pops out in Kansas City, Tom Bishop on the boot, and Augusta Delgado, all the folks on LinkedIn, all the folks who are at pre-show jaw-jacking. Guys, we are all going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you use this information to drive cyber risk reduction for yourself, for your business stakeholders, and ultimately rage as a practitioner in the most epic way possible. I'm telling you, the value train is going to back up, hook on a caboose, and pull you down low on the hip on a train bound for glory. Believe me when I tell you that. Guys, I also want to let you know it's not just for practitioners up in this space. We are going to be helping you if you're looking to break into the industry. Whether you're just graduating college or you're a marketing professional who's looking to pivot into cyber, maybe you're working in heavy equipment, construction, retail, whatever your story is, wherever your journey's taking you, believe me, we've got people in here who have walked that path already, and they're here to help. You're going to be asked in any job interview, how do you stay current? This right here is a banger of an answer, so please settle in, tune in, and get filled up on all the cyber knowledge that you need. Now, I want you to know the two things. One, the coffee hasn't quite hit yet, so I am operating on, I'm like a 6-cylinder car, but like 3 of the cylinders are knocking right now. So I will be doing my best in order to fuel the machine that is my hot takes and the hot take machine. I don't know. It's crazy how the coffee hasn't hit yet. I do not research or prep for any of these stories, so whether it's this one, I don't know what to expect. I don't know where we're going. That's part of the appeal of the show, if you will, is I don't even know what I'm going to say because ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So we're going to have a great time, I promise you. What's up, Tech Grunt 11G? What's up, Cyber Butterfly Phil Stafford? Guys, Brian Gruss with the blue badge. So wonderful. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I certainly did. Kids sports are back in, so we're doing all that. Guys, before we get into it, let's quickly hear from the stream sponsors. I'm only going to play one video today because I got something spicy I got some spicy hot takes for you. Not really hot takes, but mad value. So let's do this really quickly. Antisyphon, we got our own hot take. All right, ready? 60 seconds, be right back. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. All right. Hey, really quickly, I can't hear the audio on the video plays, so that's fine. Guys, I want to tell you about another stream sponsor, Antisyphon Training. Now, Antisyphon Training is disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to anyone, regardless of financial position. Now, I wanted to call your attention to this instead of just playing the normal video. Right now, starting this week, Antisyphon, alongside Secure Ideas, which is Kevin Johnson's company. If you don't know Kevin Johnson, the guy is awesome, okay? He and his team are starting a 10-week a boot camp, for lack of a better term, for CISSP training. So if you are currently got CISSP on your 2025 vision board, if you're working on it, if you have been procrastinating getting your CISSP, take advantage of this opportunity. I'm telling you, doing it with a cohort is going to be so much more enjoyable, and having the mentorship of this team is going to be amazing. It is a pay-what-you-can program, which means you can pay what you want, including $0. I do think that they suggest $100, but yeah, right here, you can see they suggest $100, but it is pay what you can, which means everyone, regardless of financial position, get in on this. So I'm going to drop it in chat. It starts this week. Okay, I don't know the details. It's 2 to 4 p.m. every Tuesday Eastern time. 2 to 4 p.m. Tuesday for 10 weeks. Please, if this speaks to you, get on it now. There's never been a better time than right now to giddy up on it. All right, so thank you very much, Antisyphon Training. I also want to say shout out to Delete Me. Now, Delete Me's got a special read now that I can't do the video for. They sent this to me last week, so we got to giddy up on that too. Guys, Delete Me, if you didn't know, I've been using them for like almost a year now. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Delete Me knows your privacy is worth protecting. You can sign up and provide Delete Me with exactly what information you want deleted, and their experts take it from there. And as someone with an active online presence, privacy is really important to me. I'm responsible for my wife, my children, my home. And, you know, I'm out here dropping hot, spicy takes. As we get bigger as a community, more people have opinions. Sometimes trolls come out. So online privacy is super, super important to me. And Delete Me helps me manage that. So take control of your private life. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Like, let me do this really quick. All right. Lower thirds. All right. You can get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, code simplycyber. Thank you very much. Delete Me. And then, of course, as always, Barricade Cyber Solutions is up in the spot representing strong. Eric Taylor, the crew at Barricade Cyber, always bringing the heat. Let me see. Barricade Cyber Solutions, you know them. They are dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But Barricade Cyber Solutions knows how to mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. Believe that. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Links to all of these are in the description below. I strongly encourage you, check them out. I don't just, they're not just sponsors. Like all these companies I either use or I believe in. So it's not just, whatever. All right, guys. Shout out. It is Monday, which means only one thing. It is Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week. We're going to be recognizing one member and giving them the choice of an Amazon gift card or a merch, since that was what we came up with, as it is. Now, I do want to say really quickly, we just hit a milestone, I think. Hold on. Did we just hit a milestone? Let me check this out. Nope. So really quickly, if you didn't know, this is kind of a fun fact here. Let me do this really quickly. Fun fact, share this live on stream. Right dead center right here. We are at 249,978 subs on the channel. Highly, highly likely we will be hitting 250,000, 250,000 live on stream today. I don't take a lot of personal, Ric Flair woos or wrecking balls, but 250,000 subs, kind of fun. So I hope to share that. I hope to share that with you live on stream today. So stay tuned for that. Finally, if today is your first episode, right? If today's your first episode on stream, hold on one second. Please do me a solid and say what's up with a hashtag first timer in chat. Hashtag first timer in chat. We do have a special sound effect. We have a special emote, and we do love hollering at our first timer. So don't be shy in chat. Otherwise, do me a favor, y'all. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over all of us in an awesome wave. I'll see you guys at the mid-roll. Whoops.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, March 3rd, 2025. I'm Steve Prentice. Hegseth orders Cyber Command to stand down on Russia planning. According to an exclusive report from The Record, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has ordered U.S. Cyber Command to halt, quote, all planning against Russia, including offensive cyber actions, end quote. The directive was given to Cyber Command Chief General Timothy Haw, who related to Marine Corps Major General Ryan Heritage. The order does not extend to the National Security Agency or its signals intelligence efforts. The full scope remains unclear, but it aligns with White House efforts to normalize relations with Moscow following the invasion of Ukraine.
All right. So Hegseth, who is the defense secretary, this guy right here, has issued an order saying that Cyber Command is going to refocus its efforts in taking, I would assume, taking assets off of Russian Cyber Command operations and then reallocating them. I did read this particular story because I wanted to see if there was actually any cyber value from it. I'm getting unfortunately, I wish all the stories we covered were really all about cyber and how and that we can use to drive cyber risk reduction for our business stakeholders. But so I read this story. I do want to point out that there is an initiative to allocate resources to take down Mexican drug cartels. That's what's covered in the story. So it might be possible that the assets on this particular operation are being reallocated to focus on other places. From a business perspective, what I would like to say is two things. One, you have to remember, if you're going to become a CISO, right? If that's like your dream or whatever, typically you only have so many resources, so many people, so much money, so much time, okay? And if you are working on a project, say you're trying to roll out Security Onion, right? Which is not trivial. You're trying to roll it out, you got some things, and then all of a sudden the CEO comes in and he's like, or she's like, hey, listen, we're about to merge or we're about to acquire this company in Tallahassee, and I need you to get with their information security and IT team to understand what that integration looks like. What type of entanglements, what contracts do they have? What applications do they have? What data is critical? So when when the executives come down and say, listen, we are acquiring this company in Tallahassee in 3 weeks. This is happening. It doesn't matter if you're rolling Security Onion out. Your priority has just been changed. So, even though this is like geopolitical and Russia and, the U.S. administration stuff, push that to the side and just be aware. You can have all the greatest intentions. You can have all the focus and all the excitement to go, we're rolling out Security Onion. My 2025 goals is to get, security operations up and running on this business. And then the business says, guess what? This is your new focus. Remember, we as cyber professionals are there to enable the business. And a lot of people will say, we're a cost center, which is true, but we are there to enable the business, not to necessarily do what we think is best from a cybersecurity perspective exclusively. So this is a real life example of how your cybersecurity priorities may be changed by somebody outside of cyber and basically for the business. So just be aware of that, because that's real.
SolarWinds CISO says security executives are nervous about personal legal liability for breaches. Speaking at CyberLawCon, Brown, who was the highest-ranking security official during the 2020 SolarWinds hack, which was linked to Russian intelligence, noted that CISOs are increasingly uncertain about their legal risks, fearing liability while trying to implement strong security measures. Other security executives, he said, are, quote, reevaluating how they publicly discuss their cybersecurity programs, end quote. He also noted that, quote, holding individuals liable for breaches can distract or hinder CISOs in effectively managing the aftermath of cyber attacks, end quote.
Okay. So SolarWinds obviously involved. Whoa! John Doe passed the Sec Plus yesterday. What's up, John Doe? Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so check it out. SolarWinds, if you didn't know, was involved in a Russian attack. I would consider it is one of the top 3 greatest cyber attacks in history, in my opinion. Okay, and I know we can rank them different ways. And I'll just tell you, Stuxnet, SolarWinds, Bangladeshi bank heist. And the Bangladeshi bank heist is the dicey one. I could take it or leave it, okay? But those 3. So what this story is saying is, if individual CISOs are held liable for a cybersecurity incident, then, it starts to change the math on whether or not you want to be a CISO, okay? So SolarWinds got sued by its shareholders. There was talk about insider training leading up to related to the hack, right? Like, before we go public, let's dump our shares. That's definitely not legal or okay. This has been talked about somewhat. What's his face? Joseph Sullivan from Uber was actually found guilty criminally from trying to hide from shareholders an attack that Uber had experienced. The slightly different thing. Here's the deal, guys. At the end of the day, from a GRC mafia perspective, you cannot reduce all risk. You cannot eliminate all risk. So all you can do is not be gross negligent, right? When you're implementing an information security program. If you implement an information security program to the best of your ability, with consideration to time, money, and resources, it doesn't mean you're not going to get compromised. It just means you have a lower likelihood of compromise, lower impact of compromise. But it doesn't mean you have no risk of being compromised. Okay, so you cannot hold an individual liable, in my opinion. Okay, so spicy hot take. If you're a squad member, you can go ahead and hop on that tinfoil hat. You can't hold an individual liable if they are making if they're taking due care to implement an information security program, which is part of the reason why documentation is awfully important. Oh, you nerd. Documentation? Ugh. Yeah, guess what? Documentation, if it's written down, I mean, how many people have ever had a deal and then it kind of went sideways and it wasn't documented, right? Same thing. Also, if they do begin to hold CISOs individually liable, like whether legally or, there's a precedent set that a shareholder can sue the CISO or a business can sue its own CISO, guess what? I got news for you. Straight cash, homie. You're going to have to pay an A-load more to CISO's annual salary. Like, I'll come in and secure the crap out of your business. No problem. But if you're going to also saddle me with liability if we get hit, you can 4, 5, 6x my salary because I'm going to be taking out a huge insurance policy and hiring a great legal team to protect me. So otherwise, I'm not taking your job. Like, suck it, man. It's like asking me if I want to be a race car driver, no seatbelts. Like, no. Yeah, I get it. Driving the race cars, wicked cool. But like, you're going to say, nah, like the seatbelts are, we're not putting those in. You could suck it, dude. Like, I'd rather just take a different job without that risk, or you're going to pay for it, right? All right.
Microsoft hangs up on Skype after 14 years. A decade and a half after being brought in as a replacement for Windows Live Messenger, users of the video call and messaging service will now be asked to switch to Teams Free. Their contacts, call logs, and messages will be automatically migrated once they log into their accounts. Users who do not want to switch to Teams can export their data, including chat history and images shared in messages, but this must all happen by May 5th.
All right. So if for some reason you are on Skype, you got till May 5th, which is hilarious because that's still 2 months of transition. Okay, couple things. One, way to go, Microsoft, for killing off Skype. Skype was the OG like VoIP system, so you youngs probably don't even know that. But here's the deal. There's a lesson here in system lifecycle. They are it's been deprecated. Now they're officially shutting it off. They've offered a alternative solution, Microsoft Teams, which has been standard for a while. And they're giving you the opportunity to export your data. So for whatever reason, if you have chat logs and photos or whatever in your Skype, you have an opportunity to right-click export and save that off. For whatever, I mean, if your business is using Skype, actually, here's the lesson, okay? Like Skype it's almost like a punchline at this point, but here's the deal. If you're ever going to end of life an application, like a business application, like this as an example, just make sure you got two things going on. One, what is the communication plan? You've got to have a great communication plan to the business. What are the dates? What is the impact? What is the what's the call to action for the users who receive the email? Okay? Like, this is like a straight up like truth. I don't care if it's Skype or if you're moving to a new ERP system, or you guys are, you're even if you get like merged, like your business gets acquired and they have a different tech stack than what you have for your business end users, you have to educate them. This is what you can expect. This is how you use it. This is what this is your new reality. And you have to send those communications out several times. Sometimes, depending on how crazy it is, you may even have to run like in-person workshops to get people trained up and educated on these things. It's the truth of any successful, smooth implementation of a software. Okay. So that's that. So just know if you're ever going to deprecate or end a software. Also, I might add, it is hard to do that. Okay. So it's not easy, but the alternative of just leaving Skype up and available for people, or whatever application up and available for people, just introduces additional risk to you for no benefit. I'll give you a quick example. Okay. You are a healthcare provider and you're using, whatever, FUBAR EHR medical system. Okay. I just made that up. FUBAR, right? And then you're going to move on to Epic. Epic is massive. Epic's like one of the biggest EHR solutions out there. Okay. So you can't just like cut it off and date, on Tuesday, you can't access FUBAR anymore. And we're all on Epic because there's historical data. There's billing stuff that still has to be, billed out and revenue generated and stuff like that. So you're going to run Epic, and then you're almost going to run like a read-only version of FUBAR. Okay, well, now you're moving forward. How long until you shut FUBAR off? Well, maybe you have to have 7 years of records available on demand for like legal reasons. Okay, so now FUBAR is going to be in place for 7 years. In 7 years, you have to turn it off, right? If you don't, now you just have this like huge set of patient health data that's exposed potentially for no reason. All right. So it's hard to do system development lifecycle. And it's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about it, because it's like such a low hanging fruit and people just leave it out there all the time.
Mark Cuban offers to fund government tech unit that was cut. This unexpected offer of support was posted on the social network Blue Sky and urged the displaced engineers and designers to turn the upheaval to their advantage. Referring to the 18F technology unit of the government's General Services Administration, Cuban wrote, quote, "If you worked for 18F and got fired, group together to start a consulting company," end quote. Continuing, quote, "It's just a matter of time before Doge needs you to fix the mess they inevitably created. They will have to hire your company as a contractor to fix it, but on your terms. I'm happy to invest and or help," end quote.
Okay. So I guess, all right, how can I feel like this is like part of the challenge. Part of the challenge up here is for me to figure out value for you from these stories. Here we go. Okay, so here's what we're getting at this one. Mark Cuban from Shark Tank, right? So he invests in businesses all the time, is saying, hey, you know, with all these layoffs happening in the US government, it's highly likely, this is a prediction, that, you know, the US government's going to be kind of messed up. Okay, that's a tinfoil hat Mark Cuban comment. What I want to tell you from a practitioner perspective is a lot of us, including myself, spin up side hustle consulting businesses, right? You get a question, hey, like, I was wondering, what do you think about this? Or, hey, can you come over and check this out? Or whatever. And basically, you end up doing work. Now, it could be little projects. It could be full-on side businesses. But many of us, once you get like, you know, whatever, 10 years experience, 10 plus years, you have the expertise to be able to do consulting. Mark Cuban here is saying that there's going to be a lot of opportunity for private sector consulting businesses for people to basically go back to doing their old job, except as a consultant. So what I would say here is, if you didn't know, it's very common to set up your own business. This is not a business guidance channel. Do your own research, but, you know, spinning up an LLC and getting a domain name, couple $100, and, you know, you're off and running. Definitely do the LLC. That way you're professionally insulated from liability in case you. Here's the thing: if you go to someone's business and you like help them, right? Let's just say you configure their email client, just something as basic as that, right? Here you're up on Outlook, right? And then they get hit with a phishing email that turns into ransomware, and they suffer a massive cyber attack. Now, you really had nothing to do with that, but because you were there working on their stuff, you know, maybe they find some way to be liable for, you know, to bring you into the liability. So just as one of those things, if you are ever going to dabble with side consulting business type stuff, just be aware of that. Let's keep going.
The 18F unit had reportedly built, amongst other things, login.gov, a secure and private way for the public to access services at government agencies, including Social Security and the Department of Veterans Affairs.
All right. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the, I see people saying skip the story. I do want to try to provide value to you guys. That's like one of the key things that I want to do with this show every day is deliver value. Bruno Lima, first timer. Welcome to the party. So if you can help me by welcoming Bruno Lima into the chat, please, squad members. Oh, hold on. I forgot. That's stupid. Hold on. They don't have a play card for this, so.
Thanks to this week's episode sponsor, ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker is a global leader in zero trust endpoint security, offering cybersecurity controls to protect businesses from zero-day attacks and ransomware. ThreatLocker operates with a default deny approach to reduce the attack surface and mitigate potential cyber vulnerabilities. To learn more and to start your free trial, visit threatlocker.com. That is ThreatLocker.com.
All right. All right. Guys, Bruno Lima's a first-timer. Bruno, I hope you're enjoying the show. I hope you're getting value from it, Bruno. If you're not getting value from the show, I'm doing my job incorrectly. Shout out to all y'all. Hey, DPKP. Alpha Sierra is up in this piece. Be clear. Good to see you, man. Guys, I want to say thank you, all of you, for being here today. Of course, always thank you to the sponsors who enable me to get up every morning, throw this Retro Synthwaves screensaver on, and do all the things. Basically, I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you guys. I know listening to the ad reads can be a little frustrating or whatever, but it's part of the deal, and it's how I've been able to focus on the channel and almost get to 250,000 subs. We're 16 subs away. What I would say is if you're watching the show right now and you're not subscribed, I almost never ask people to subscribe. But today, I would love to hit 250,000 subs live on stream. So if you are not subscribed, consider hitting the subscribe button just to be part of this experience. Have a good one, Jenny Housley. Now, every single day of the week has a special segment, and Mondays is the Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week. Now, what we do is every Monday, we recognize one member of the community for their contributions and their effort. And I want to say that I'm very happy to report, hey, Coffee Man, talk about coffee, right?
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
I'm right there with you, Coffee Man. I need it. All right, guys, ThreatLocker has actually gone out of their way to sponsor the Monday Community Member of the Week, right? So ThreatLocker takes a deny by default approach to cybersecurity. We at Simply Cyber it takes a village to secure your business and to build a community approach. Guys, because ThreatLocker sponsors it, I'm happy to give away a $100 Amazon gift card or $104 worth of Simply Cyber merch. I'll let the community member choose. That was the gift gate last Monday. So check it out. I want to recognize this community member of the week, Joe Camarena. Camarena. I always say his name wrong. Poner Joe in chat. If you know him, he is here. Poner Joe. The reason I want to recognize Poner Joe, if you enjoyed the Meta CTF event last week, Dan Reardon, Haircut Fish won it. Code Brew was in there. Tom Marquette. Poner Joe is helping run the Meta CTF for the Simply Cyber community. I genuinely appreciate it. It makes it a much better experience for everybody. Shout out to Poner Joe. Bonus points. Poner Joe with the Team Replay shirt on. That's an old school Simply Cyber merch. Love it, love it, love it. Poner Joe, get with me if you can so I can get you your prize. Thank you, all of you, for being here and being part of the community. All right, hey. We got 3 seconds. Alpha Sierra, lead us off, would you please? Drum major. I'm going to take a slug of coffee. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Hey, Joe Hudson over on LinkedIn. Joe Camarena is one of the kindest people I've ever met. All caps. Love this guy. Such an infectious, positive energy and approach to life, and he's going to be an incredible addition. That's this guy right here, Joe Camarena. And if Joe Hudson is saying this guy's good people, you know it's a fact.
You are so
hold on 1 second.
You are really dumb. For real.
Sorry, I'm so dumb. I accidentally hit the sounder. What I meant to hit is this one. All right, let's get back to the news, y'all. 13 more subs until 250,000. Let's do it live on stream. 12 more subs till 250,000.
Ransomware gangs exploit Paragon Partition Manager bug in BYOVD attacks. Microsoft has discovered 5 flaws in the Paragon Partition Manager driver. One of these has been used by...
Hold on. Sambhu Rajendran passed CISSP recently. Way to go. Boom.
ransomware gangs in zero-day attacks to gain system privileges in Windows. These were exploited in Bring Your Own Vulnerable Driver (BYOVD) attacks, where, quote, threat actors drop the kernel driver on a targeted system to elevate privileges or cause a denial of service scenario on the victim's machine, end quote.
All right. Hey, really quickly, Priceless Pancake with a gifted sub. Thank you, Priceless. All right. Hey, check it out. So BYOVD is a known attack vector. They're saying ransomware gangs exploiting this one. It could be any gang. Essentially, what a BYOVD vulnerability is going to allow you to do is do privilege escalation. Privilege escalation means you already have user access to the box. It's just a non-privileged user. So Carl's account. And you use this attack to get system level privileges. Once you have system level privileges, of course, you can start doing crazy stuff like disabling anti-malware solutions, installing rootkits, causing all sorts of havoc and problems, obviously installing persistence mechanisms. This particular one, it's a ransomware gang. So, whatever. Ransomware is so hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
So why not? But again, you can do whatever you want. Info stealers, crypto jackers, whatever you want. The Paragon Partition Manager is the vulnerable software. So what you want to basically do is find out if you're running this Paragon Partition Manager software in your environment and make sure that it's patched, right? You gotta patch it. From a detection engineering perspective, you may want to look at biontdrive.sys executable. There are ways to check. You can use hashing, file hashing to make sure you got the right one. Years ago, there was a company called Tripwire that was their big claim to fame, was like basically checking on hashes to see if hashes have changed. Easy solution to say in an academic setting, very difficult to implement in real practice. Obviously, if you see this BioNT-DriveSys kind of doing things that result in privilege escalation, you've likely got a problem. Let's see. As the attack involves a Microsoft signed driver, an attacker can leverage a BYOVD technique to exploit systems, even if Paragon Partition Manager is not installed. So this is interesting. Okay, so looking to see if Paragon Partition Manager is even in your environment doesn't even matter. It's more about this driver being brought in and executed to bypass protections. Let's see here. There is a CVE in here. Guys, remember DJBSec. DJBSec.github.io. Our very own DJBSec, the Ben Sherrill, he's a mod. He's DJBSec behind the glass. He's a longtime community member. Wonderful guy. A lot of experience. He's actually made this tool right here where all you have to do, I use it all the time. All you have to do is drop in the CVE, drop in today's date, hit get results, and it's going to go use EPSS to figure out how good or how bad this is. Also, shout out to the librarian, Christina Paulika, who did a video on LinkedIn that's exceptional on this. Hey, IT career question. Zach Hill's in chat. Good to see you, Zach Hill. We're going to get this in just a hot minute. Let's see. So the vulnerabilities have been patched. And here's the best part. The vulnerable driver has been blocked by Microsoft's vulnerable driver block list. So make sure, I do think that this is actually, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I believe this is actually a toggleable feature that you have to configure. Microsoft's vulnerable driver block list. Let me see really quickly. Yeah, I think you actually have to configure this, which is crazy, right? Okay, so with Windows 11 2022 update, the vulnerable driver block list is enabled by default on all devices and can be turned off via Windows security. So I would just confirm that this is enabled on your systems. Use group policy to enable it. Just make sure that it's there. You'll be automatically protected. Thank you, Microsoft. And if it's not, before you just turn it on, make sure that configuring it will not break something in your production environment. This is a great example where it sounds like a perfect configuration to set, and you just turn it on and feel good about yourself, go get an early lunch. You may break something. Unlikely, but make sure that you test it. Make sure you communicate it. Change control, if you will. I know it sounds like a bad word. So the CVE 2025-0289 is not yet in the repository. You can see here. That just means that EPSS isn't aware of it yet. It doesn't mean it's not important or not real.
U.S. recovers $31 million stolen in 2021 uranium finance hack. This cryptocurrency was originally stolen in 2021 on Uranium Finance, a DeFi protocol on Binance's BNB chain. Hackers exploited vulnerabilities in its smart contracts, leading to its collapse and significant investor losses. Blockchain intelligence firm TRM Labs collaborated with the Southern District of New York and Homeland Security investigations to track the stolen assets. By analyzing laundering patterns and tracing transactions through Tornado Cash and cross-chain swaps, law enforcement successfully seized the funds in February of this year, marking one of the most significant cryptocurrency recoveries in recent years.
All right. So first of all,
Regulators, mount up.
all right. You know what? Mixers, tornado mixer, tornado cash, blenders, like whatever you want to call it. The blockchain, guys, it is an immutable ledger. And yes, it turns into a Christmas tree light knot when you start blending and moving stuff around. But like any knot, with time and effort, you can untangle it and trace everything. And there's platforms like Chainalysis, most notably, that can do the detanglement, I guess, of these crypto transactions and figure out what's going on. So here, crypto crime report. I'm going to drop a link to this. I love myself some Chainalysis. It's definitely awesome. Here's the deal. Threat actors love themselves some crypto because, it's easy to move and there isn't a lot of ways to recover it once it's stolen. And U.S. authorities have managed to recover $31 million. I love it. Now, that doesn't mean you should feel more comfortable paying a ransom in crypto because you think you're going to get your money back. As far as I can tell, it's very, very, very uncommon. We saw it with, the Colonial Pipeline attack. The U.S. federal government was able to get back a portion of the money from the Colonial Pipeline hack. And now this particular attack. So over the last couple of years, very few recoveries, but we're working towards it. Again, I say it all the time. If you're interested in learning more about crypto and how law enforcement's using it, I can't recommend this book enough. Tracers in the Dark by Andy Greenberg. This book is phenomenal. Strong buy recommendation on this one. If you go to here, simplycyber.io/books, you can get all of our book recommendations. I just dropped a link in chat. You can scoop that up. All right, let's keep going.
Microsoft identifies generative AI hacking for hire scheme hackers. Following up on a story we have been covering over the last few weeks, Microsoft has now identified individuals from Iran, China, Vietnam, and the UK as key players in an international scheme to hijack and sell Microsoft accounts capable of bypassing generative AI safety guidelines. In December, Microsoft petitioned a Virginia court to seize infrastructure from 10 unnamed individuals accused of running a hacking-as-a-service operation using stolen API keys. These compromised accounts provided unauthorized access to Azure OpenAI, generating harmful content including falsified celebrity imagery. Microsoft's Digital Crimes Unit is leading the legal effort to shut down the operation, though specifics on the safety violations were not disclosed.
All right. Really quickly, since we are doing this, we're at 249,998. We're at 249,999. Y'all, we only need one more sub. Who's going to be the person? Who's going to be the person? Let's go. Let's go. Sorry to push this. I don't normally push this. I wasn't even going to make a big deal about it, but now I'm all caught up. I'm all frothed up in this. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, one more. Come on, let's go. Microsoft ID's developers. Who's going to be the one? Be that one. Oh, come on. You're killing me, Smalls. All right, one more refresh, and then we'll talk about Microsoft IDs. All right. Unsubs. Ugh. All right, so check it out. Microsoft, guys, if you got credentials on Microsoft, they know what you're doing. Now, obviously, Priceless Pancake with a gifted sub. Thank you very much, Priceless Pancake. Let's go ahead and refresh and push it over the top. Woo!
I came in like a wrecking ball.
All right. Hey, holla, holla, holla. Thank you all so very much. I know it's kind of unusual. We don't typically do that. But guys, we did it. And there you go. 250K. Nice job, everybody. If you've been a long timer, thank you for all of your support. Yeah, do not unsubscribe immediately to bring it back down. That would destroy me. Bruno Lima, first timer. This is what we do. All right, back to the news. All right, so guys, generative AI, it's a hot mess express, but you know what? F around and find out. Microsoft can see you. Now, remember, just because they can see you doesn't mean that they can get you arrested or anything. You can be pretty much anywhere in the world. And the individuals here are from Iran, China, Vietnam, and the United Kingdom, which is interesting. An international scheme to hijack and sell Microsoft accounts to bypass safety guidelines for Gen AI. Guys, Azure OpenAI, getting API keys so you can do bad stuff is so hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
And threat actors want to use it, but they don't want to get their type of things constrained, restricted, or whatever. So if they steal people who have, good trust, good authority.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Glum Hippo with 250,000 millicents, $2.50 super chat. Thank you. I love it. Ooh. Well, hello. What is this? This is an interesting. So I guess they've got these threat actors. They have the little flags on their heads. Creators, providers, users. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. I'm just going to move on from this one. I don't quite understand this one. All I would say is if you are running an M365 shop, make sure you have the credentials, multi-factor authentication, and make sure that you're looking for malicious behavior in your environment, period, full stop, right?
Philippine Army suffers cyber attack. The Philippine Army confirmed a cyber attack after a local hacking group claimed to have breached its systems and accessed confidential documents. Army spokesperson Colonel Louis Demaala described it as, quote, an illegal access attempt, end quote, that was swiftly contained with no detected data theft or damage. However, digital security group Deep Web Connect reported that hacker group Exodus Security claimed responsibility, alleging it had compromised 10,000 records of active and retired service members. The leaked data reportedly includes personal, military, and financial details, although its authenticity and exact volume remain unverified. It's
all right. So Philippine Army had a cyber attack. They said that it was a local attack. So I mean, I guess they're basing that on IPs. Again, with attribution, guys, attribution's hard. Let's actually make this story about attribution. Attribution is hard. When you say, this was a local attack, I mean, unless the person's like, hey, it's me, like it's physically local, like a malicious USB drive, you can have confidence where it came from, but you can't be certain. Guys, it's not impossible to compromise a bakery down the street and then proxy through the bakery to attack you. Oh, it's in our local community. The bakery hit me. No, like it was a jump point for the threat actor. Also, you can do a VPN. You can hook into a VPN and terminate somewhere in the country of where you want to attack and go that route, right? It's pretty easy to do geofencing, right? So, you're not allowed to log into our M365 instance if you're not in the United States. Well, okay, that's fine. I can just VPN into the United States, and now all of a sudden that control doesn't make sense. It's not really a bulletproof control. It does help. There's also impossible travel, right? So that's like a classic example. I log in from South Carolina, and then 20 minutes later, I log in from Singapore. That's not possible because we don't have teleportation yet, or, quantum whatever. So that is an indicator. Unfortunately, you get a lot of false positives with stuff like that, depending on how you've built your WAN networks, depending on if you're, using VPNs at public Wi-Fi's or public networks is a best practice, right? So, hey, Salesforce, not the business, but like the sales engineers at your company, when you're on travel, make sure to use the VPN. So then they log in from, Atlanta airport, and then they hop on the VPN, and the next thing they do, it looks like they're in Washington, D.C. You're going to get an alert, but it's a false positive. So then you start dealing with like alert fatigue because it's a false positive, and you see these false positives all the time. And when you get alert fatigue, your analysts, next time they see impossible travel, they just say, oh, it's a false positive. And maybe that one time it is legitimate. So you got to be mindful of that. All right, let's keep going.
Only Monday, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be.
All righty, here we go again. All right, let's do this. All right, y'all. Hey, real quick, shout out to all of you. Thank you for this amazing special live experience, hitting 250,000 subs. Very, very cool. I love Simply Cyber. I love the community. Very, very grateful for the mods for being along for the journey this entire time. Many of you have been here since the early days, and hopefully you're pleased in seeing how the channel and the community have grown. Investing back into the community, always all about good times, support and inclusion. It's what we do. I want to remind everybody, we are going to be doing jaw jacking in just a minute here for the 9 a.m. And then at 9:30, Simply Defensive. If you didn't know, we have been releasing a stream schedule every Sunday. You can get it on the Discord server. Go to simplycyber.io/Discord. You can also get it on the socials for the upcoming week, as well as Discord events. All right, guys? Tonight at 6 p.m., a portfolio building session. If you, listen, if you have been told, build a portfolio, demonstrate your practical skills, show employers what you can do, and you don't know how to do that, Chris Whitlock and team are going to be building a portfolio and showing you exactly how to do it, okay? Poner Joe, not just the community member of the week, but also given an update in chat. He's got his first technical interview this Friday at 10 a.m. Nice job, Poner Joe. Double wins, okay? So again, we've got jaw jacking in 10 minutes, Simply Defensive at 9:30, and then the portfolio building session. Mad value from the community for you. Eat it up, drink it up, do everything you want. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I want to say thank you all so very much. Don't go anywhere because we're going to go jaw jacking. Hold on. If you got to leave, take care. Otherwise, see ya. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jaw Jacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some jaw jacking. Hey, what's up? How you doing? What's up? This is Jerry Guy coming at you live. Coming hot off the heels from the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief with that nerd, Dr. Gerald Auger. Oh my God, running 250K, instant puke. Sean Spratt. Guys, this is jaw jacking. Bruno, who's a first timer. You might be like, wait a minute, what's going on? Every single day from 9 a.m. to 9:30 Eastern, we run a segment called Jaw Jacking. Now, if you are looking for mentorship, if you're looking to get answers to your questions, if you're looking for help, this is the opportunity to get those questions answered. I get hundreds of DMs all the time. I cannot respond to all of them. So we do jaw jacking. Think of it as mentoring at scale. I've worked in the industry a very long time. GRC is my bag. But if you ask me an offensive security question and I don't know the answer, I know people who can get you the answer. So that's what we're doing here. So feel free, drop all your questions in chat. Otherwise, we will just be hanging out. TechGrun 11G, good to see ya. Divine Dream Divine, what's up? Might have to start using N2K Cyberwire Daily Brief, Kyle. Well, yeah, I will say as far as CISO series, so we've been doing the CISO series podcast for a number of years now, and though there might be a divergence in the audience the CISO series cybersecurity headlines is addressing and our community's focus. Now, DJ BSEC has been working for some time on developing this cybersecurity news daily brief that includes a MP3. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. Chris Whitlock is also working on some automation. Whatever it is, it just, as soon, like when we do have a suitable alternative, and if we decide that it better serves our community, then we'll make the transition. But I don't want to disrupt the apple cart per se, just to, burn it down, right? So let's go. I'm going to be mods. DJ BSEC is not behind the glass. So if you can put questions in chat, I will do the best I can. Okay, so LinkedIn user says, Gerald, will you post the 10-week CISP cohort class? Yeah, absolutely. So really quickly, I'm going to drop this link in chat. LinkedIn people, I don't know if you're going to see this. Okay, but I'm going to just do this really quickly, okay? If you go to, I'm going to do it from Google, okay? I'm at Google right now, all right? I'm going to Google Antisyphon. Antisyphon comes right up. I click on Antisyphon. Now, I'm going to scroll down on their main homepage, and you could see right here, this first one under upcoming live courses, it has like a little devil sitting on a gift box. You click on that, and this is it right here. So if you can't get the link, if you're on LinkedIn or where you're watching this on replay or whatever, the best way to get to it is to Google Antisyphon training, select the second option, Professionally Evil CISP Mentorship Program, and go there. This is a 10-week pay what you can CISSP boot camp, for lack of a better term, run by Secure Ideas, including Kevin Johnson. This guy right here, Kevin Johnson, he is a elder. Like, you could put his face on the Mount Rushmore of InfoSec. He's just a really nice guy too. If you get a chance to see him speak at a conference, he's a must-see speaker. Love myself some Kevin Johnson. All right, let's go. We got some other questions here. Ronell Wood, thank you, Justin Gold. He says, hey, Gerald, I take my Sec Plus next Thursday, and I've been getting consistent 75 to 80% on practice exams by Messer and Dion. Do you think that's enough to pass the exam? So, Ronell Wood, what I would say is, personally, I would do two things. One, on average, most people, from what I've seen anecdotally, score slightly lower on the real exam than the practice exams, just because you got nerves and you're anxious and stuff. So what I like to do is I like to get a 90 on practice exams or higher and then go take it. What I would recommend you do, Ronell, is I would recommend you look at each individual domain within the Sec Plus and figure out where you're scoring the lowest, and then study or flashcards, whatever, that section, and then bring it up. So for me, I mean, you are technically going to pass with 75 to 80%, but what I would recommend is get it closer to 90. So thank you, Ronell. Brews and Hacks, I'm sure it was mentioned and I missed it, but where is the portfolio building tonight? So the portfolio building event will happen in Discord. So if I can show you, how do I do this? Here. Okay, so this is Discord. So if you go to simplycyber.io/Discord and you go to events right here at the top left, you guys see it? Top left. When you click events, this is it right here, Brews and Hacks and everybody else. Portfolio site building insights and assistance. Today at 6 p.m. They're actually going to be doing it the first Monday of every month. But today at 6 p.m. is where you want to get it. And all you have to do is jump on simplycyber.io/Discord and you can join this. I definitely appreciate this event and the help it's going to bring people. Let me know if that is clear to everybody. All right. Poner Joe says, for a junior, hold on, hold on 1 second. I love these questions. I'm going to go ahead and keep answering them, but I want to see if I can bring them up as well. You guys are wonderful. Such a good crew. Cam Goda and Poner Joe. Cam and Poner Joe. Hold on, I'm just trying to do it so I can bring it up on chat. Here we go. Poner Joe. All right. Cam Godet says, the first story had me thinking, politics aside, of course, how do you handle the balance of organizational goal realignment if the C-suite says something is primary, but you, the actual security professional, disagree? Well, honestly, Cam, obviously you want to make sure that you're doing the best you can with the resources and guidance you have. But I mean, at the end of the day, you have an opportunity to make a case to the C-suite. Now, hopefully, like, this thing goes back even further, right? If you have already not seen as valuable or you're seen as like a checkbox, the C-suite isn't going to listen to you, okay? This is where communication becomes very important, and how you communicate and, basically political capital that you've developed over time with the C-suite. But at the end of the day, if the C-suite says something's important, you've got to, you get fired otherwise. You know what I mean? It's like your boss telling you, like, hey, I need you to work on this. And you're like, actually, that's not important. I'm going to work on this over there. Like, they'll be like, what are you talking about? Like, either do your job or you're fired, right? Like, so Cam, that's how to deal with it. Now, you should not abandon your initiatives, of course. You should try to find the Game of Thrones, if you will, to be able to address the C-suite's concerns and needs while balancing your own programs initiatives. Now, if your C-suite comes in and starts micromanaging your team, that's a bigger problem, and that's more of a toxic workplace. So hopefully that answers your questions. Poner Joe, for a junior cyber analyst interview, would it be enough to brush up on my PJPT, PNPT studies and also build out that sweet SOC lab by Eric Capuano? Yeah, I mean, I think that would be super valuable, Poner Joe. The PJPT, PNPT, you're building out AD, you're attacking AD. And then on the Eric Capuano lab, you are doing detection engineering. You'll be able to speak about it in those interviews about like LSAS and, like the actual things that, matter and that you're seeing. I would also recommend, again, GRC, like look at NIST CSF, think about kind of comprehensive picture. Also, Poner Joe, the one thing I would say is to definitely brush up on some recent current event and think through like almost we do the daily cyber threat brief, and I know you're here for that, but I'm trying to think, like, there's definitely some industry reports that have come out recently that would be worth brushing up on that people know about, like the Verizon data breach incident report, or I feel like Microsoft just released an annual Microsoft 2025 cyber threat report. Maybe it wasn't Microsoft. Gosh, I really feel like there was a recent report. Anyways, even something like this, Poner Joe, right? The Microsoft Digital Defense Report, like, just kind of refresh yourself with some expert industry report, whether it's Microsoft's industry report, Google's report. Oh, I think maybe it was CrowdStrike. Hold on. Yeah, this is it. This is from just a few days ago, okay? This is just a few days ago, Poner Joe. So here's the thing. Let me put this in chat. And this is for everybody's benefit, okay? Everybody knows who CrowdStrike is, okay? So if you're talking about, oh yeah, like just, I don't know how it will manifest in the job interview, Poner Joe, but if you can review this CrowdStrike 2025 Global Threat Report and pick out some interesting thing, something interesting from the report. You don't have to memorize the whole report. Just know one interesting thing from the report. You can work it into the conversation, like whatever they ask you. Bring up some stuff, whatever. As you're responding, naturally, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is a perfect time. And you could be like, oh yeah, like, you know, even CrowdStrike in their 2025 Global Threat Report that just came out pointed out that the fastest, there's a 150% increase in China Nexus activity, right? Or 79% of detections were malware free. So there's a lot of false positives going on and alert fatigue, like whatever it is. But if you can like casually reference that, you not just read a current industry report, but also you can extract knowledge from it and have the wisdom to apply it in a setting. Ooh, that's sexy. Okay, believe me. All right, let's keep going. Great question. And hey, dude, totally wish you the best of luck in the interview on Friday. Now, it is a technical interview, so obviously that more technical hands-on stuff is going to be more valuable. Comfort Manga says, I bagged the Sec Plus and I'm in need of an internship to end on my resume. Okay. Nice job getting that Sec Plus. Comfort Tonga, a.k.a. Waza, I would recommend going and doing the cyber portfolio session today at 6 p.m. Eastern. Cyber Pappy, thank you. Hold on one second. I'm just making sure I'm getting all these questions here. Cyber Pappy says, how do I show value for a SOC service? I feel like I need it and it's expensive, but they don't actually do anything other than escalate to the operational team. Yeah, that's the reality of like a crappy MDR service. I mean, I guess I would look to see, I mean, honestly, Cyber Pappy, I mean, are they delivering value? You know what I mean? If they're just throwing it over the fence, is there value there? Right? So, I mean, is the question more about how do you show value, or is it actually adding value? I mean, if you want to show value, you can show, like mean time to detection, right? Okay, so they detected something and threw it over to the operational team. And then, within 20 minutes, we were able to address it, or we have visibility over, X amount of detections, a month or whatever. The thing is, counting detections isn't really a metric that matters because, it doesn't mean that there's ones you missed. It doesn't mean that you guys, like, they were all legitimate, true positives. So for me, I like the metric of mean time to remediation. So once we found out about something, how quickly were we able to address it? So you could show that for true positives and mean time to remediation. You could show that the value is in your exposure window, right? So we could have gotten hit by this, especially if you can tie it to a known exploited vulnerability that's out in the wild, right? So Cyber Pappy, that Paragon driver, bring your own vulnerable driver escalation thing, right? Ransomware threat actors are using that. Maybe you could do that. This is another one of those opportunities where if you can take this CrowdStrike 2025 Global Threat Report and actually mine out statistics that are interesting that directly relate to your ability to detect bad in your environment, then you can demonstrate value. Hopefully that helps. All right. Dion Addison says, is it a good idea to go after multiple certs in different domains or just to focus on one at a time? Well, it depends on what your goals are, obviously, Dion. But what I would say to you is, number one, if somebody else is paying for the certs, get all of them. Treat it like Pokemon. Catch them all. If you're paying for your own certs, then I would focus on what job you want. Then find open recs for that job. See what certs they're asking for and target those. Remember, at the end of the day, if you're getting certs, why are you getting certs? You're probably getting them to help you stand out as a practitioner for an employer to want to hire you, right? It's making you look more desirable as a candidate. If that's the case, then the only thing that's going to be desirable is if they're looking for those certs for the candidate, right? So if you have 10 certs, Dion, across 10 different domains, and I have 2 certs, right? But the 2 certs are what the employer is asking for, I'm more desirable, okay? Like the amount of certs isn't a metric that employers care about, all right? I hope that helps, okay? And long story short, I would focus on one area, the area you want to work in. All right, let's keep going. Justin Gold, J Crypto dropping mad examples in chat. Will the Discord session be recorded? As far as I know, the answer is no, Marcus Kyler. Chris Whitlock, let us know if you would, but I think the answer is no. I think you have to be there in person. Here we go. Adele Nadhir says, which is more future-proofing in your opinion? Strong Bank with GRC role, but sent as outsourced for 1 year, or crypto exchange service as InfoSec officer that kind of does GRC and DevSecOps? For me, future-proofing, I would go with Strong Bank and GRC role, only because it sounds more stable. For me, crypto is like crypto exchange service. I mean, it could be all over the place, honestly. So for me personally, I would go with Strong Bank GRC role. But there is value in getting your hands dirty with DevSecOps. We do have a raid today, Triple D. We are going to be raiding Simply Defensive. Simply Defensive, Wade Wells, and Josh Mason's video right here. We're going to be raiding this at 9:30 a.m. You could see right there, 19 minutes until go live. Say F the C-suite. They're dorks. All right, hold on. Continuing to answer questions. So I can't pull these up because I don't see them, but they're in mod chat. Bruce and Hack says, such an obtuse question. I've used an EHR platform for documenting in my past life, but I've never seen the backend database. What does that database typically look like? So, I mean, I haven't used the backend, I've done databases, but on those EHR platforms, they are massively complicated. So I would think a relational database, but I'm not 100% sure. Relational databases or RDBMSs are essentially, think of spreadsheets where like certain columns have primary keys and you can use relations of one table to another. That's why it's called relational database. You can relate them. EHR platforms have tons of stuff, patient information, revenue information, population health information. Like Epic is one of the biggest ones. Huge. They definitely have database administrators in droves at those companies. Joseph Gambaleri says it's squad member 2. I won't be able to make the portfolio creation session on Discord. Is there a way to go back to it? Again, I don't think it's going to be recorded. Let me ask Chris Whitlock here. A lot of people. All right. Typically Discord events are not recorded. It's more like, got to be there in person. We are trying to grow the Discord community, by the way. So if you haven't joined it and you're curious about what we're talking about, we're going to be having a lot more valuable sessions on Discord like this one. What was the address for the professional portfolio building? Rick J. You have to go to Discord, simplycyber.io/Discord to get to it. All right. Tato rocks. Hi, hope you're doing well. I'm trying to break into cyber, but I have no experience. I have A+, Net+, Sec+, and TryHackMe SOC certs. Any advice on landing a job? Yeah, so networking is super, super valuable, Tato rocks. Your question is very valid and pretty common, honestly. I do want to point out, let me see if I can do this really quickly. Give me a second. I'm trying to pull up some stuff here. Okay. I just want to point this out really quickly. So Tato rocks. Two things. One, this is Simply Cyber Academy. So if you go to Academy, here, I'm going to put it in here right now. This is for everybody, okay? HTTPS academy.simplycyber.io. Okay, Tato rocks and everybody else. If you go here, we have a ton of free downloadable resources and courses. Okay, so right here, I want to call your attention to this. Okay, Tato, this is a free book I wrote, and it's kind of high level, macro level, 10 steps to getting a job in cybersecurity. Okay, this is a much more tactical kit of learning for you to break into industry. Okay, and then I want to point out let me see. This right here. This is a course that's absolutely free that I made available. It's called Cyber Career Launchpad. Again, you can go in here for $0 and it literally breaks down a lot of stuff. So I understand that you have the CompTIA trifecta. I have a lot of education in here on how to get a job and how to work, right? How to work the system. Now, having said all that, the final thing I'll see, Tato rocks, and this is for everybody looking to break in. Networking is incredibly valuable, meaning being part of a community, engaging with other people, sharing resources, talking, okay? I'll tell you, the valedictorian of your high school may not get the job because nobody knows how awesome they are. But somebody who graduated middle of their class, but they're out there engaging, sharing value, building a personal brand, etc., they are going to get the job. A lot of jobs, Tato rocks, are never published because why would I publish a job if I know someone that can do it right away, right? I do want to point out one quick thing. This Thursday, we're actually going to be joined by Brittany White, aka B-Dubs, to talk about how to do personal branding. You can see here, that's what this is, personal branding. That's huge, Tato rocks. And frankly, Tato rocks, the portfolio building session that Chris Whitlock and company are doing today and on Discord at 6 p.m. Eastern, that's another way to do it, okay? All right, let's keep going here. Olu says, I have an interview today for a compliance analyst role that's CMMC centric. Any tips? Yeah, NIST 800-171, get familiar with that. NIST cybersecurity framework, get familiar with that. But really, 800-171, the 25 controls or whatever it is in there, know what those are. That's what you need to do. Born Again says, I'm a fourth-year cybersecurity student. What are good programs to land an internship? I don't know of any good internship programs, frankly. I've never really known about those. If anyone in chat has a good internship program suggestion, let me know. I'd love to have a good answer for this question. So it's at Born Again. So go ahead and tag them. Bearded Ruckus, bring in the ruckus. Favorite comic book if you had any, and have you read the last Ronin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one? So favorite comic book. Honestly, I do like the V for Vendetta graphic novel. I don't know if that counts as a comic book, but the V for Vendetta one is very good. I really enjoyed that one. I was a huge X-Men. Actually, you know what? I was a huge what if. I know that Netflix has a what if series now, but back in the day, like in the early to mid 80s, Marvel did do a what if run that I know of, and I was really into those. I would collect those. Awesome. So thanks for the question. And no, I haven't read the Last Ronin TMNT one, but certainly would be interested in checking it out. Bruise and Hack says, follow up on EHR DBs. I'm thinking about vulnerability wise. So SQL, non-SQL, is the industry forward thinking yet? So yeah, I mean, you can do injection attacks on EHRs for sure. I mean, actually, I'm just curious now. Let's just do this live. Have there been any SQL injection attacks with EHR medical applications in history? All right, I'm asking Chat GP or Gemini. Here we go. Actually, you know what's a really good one? You know what's a really, really good one? Check this out. I'm going to share this with you. I love this one. I only use this one for these cases. So perplexity.ai is actually really dope. So hold on one second. Perplexity.ai cites sources, okay? So here we go. One notable example is a vulnerability scan conducted by OpenEMR and OpenSys EHR, which included SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and other related ones. Now, here's the best part. There's citations here. So boom, this is why I love it. There's zero chance of hallucinations because it literally will link to it. So here you go. This is an article from 2024, October 2023. So Brews and Hacks, there you go. Look at it. That's just a pro tip. This is why I like perplexity.ai. All right, continuing on here. Definitely. Dude, you know, something just jumped in my head about, damn, I had like an awesome Tidbits Tuesday based on all this conversation, and then I forgot. All right, so talking about the remote internships, you must have some prior knowledge and experience hands-on, but companies will post remote internships. Very cool. Control-Alt-Wander says, I recently got a Raspberry Pi, was looking to learn, practice what more cybersec tools. Saw you had a course on YouTube from years ago for Pis. Is it still relevant? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I'll show you this. So what I would recommend, honestly, is I like WebGoat. WebGoat, Raspberry Pi. I actually have a video for this, so I mean, obviously you can go look at that. But oh my gosh. Yeah, right here. The internet delivers. Yeah, so you can use here, I mean, a great way to get, look at this guy. A couple years ago, but yeah, this is installing WebGoat on Raspberry Pi. Here's another video showing it. We also have what's another one? Oh my god. Raspberry Pi Cyber Labs. I want to say here we go. This looks like a good resource. Let me hide this so I can see my face. This is what is this from? I don't know the date on this one, but okay, so build a Kali Linux lab, whatever. I wouldn't put Kali on Raspberry Pi, first of all. A honeypot, I mean, I suppose you can do that. Pi-hole, this does work. Pi-hole is basically like you can like do DNS sinkholing to avoid, you know, basically crap. So you could definitely do that. Putting Docker Home Lab, if you can run Docker on your Pi, that's great because then you can put a bunch of stuff on it. Yeah, these actually aren't that great. What I would recommend is basically Juice Shop, and WebGoat. Okay, this is Juice Shop right here. Juice Shop is a really good one. This is from OWASP. I'll put this in chat. Okay. Continuing on. All right. So, hey, the portfolio session today at 6 p.m. You got to be there live in person if you want to do it. 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to happen once a month. So just remember, and it's going to be awesome. It's how to build a portfolio. Super sick. Practical, hands-on. I also want to let everybody know we started a new Lunch and Learn series, a monthly 1-hour webinar. Bring your lunch, leave with a practical cybersecurity skill. Professor Black Ops is going to be doing marches on March 18th, Lunch and Learn series. So giddy up on that. More details to follow. Oh, nice. Luke Canfield found Simply Cyber because of the Pi series that I developed out there. Very cool, Luke Canfield. Nice origin story. Also, shout out 250,000. Oh, Control Wonder. That's very kind of you. Thank you. All right. The pain with reaching 250,000 subs, a lot of YouTubers hit 1 million in far less time than it took to get to 250. Do you have any idea what amount will mean Simply Cyber is your only job? Do you have any idea what amount will mean Simply Cyber is your only job? I don't know how to answer that. I don't fully understand it, but what I will say is this. This is kind of a cool. Let me do this really quickly. This is Social Blade if you want to use it, but just looking at, oh my God. Oof. According to this, you can look at projections. According to this, we'll get to 1 million subs in 2 years. So stick with us. 2 years. All right, we're at 9:25. We're going to keep on going. All right. So we've answered all the questions. So hopefully you guys... do enough work. I guess YouTube is not like my only thing, but like I run the academy, I run the media group, I do consulting, I speak at events. Like I just love, I don't have I am my own boss, right? So, it is what it is. I'm not chasing YouTube subs. I'm trying to help people, and the YouTube subs just come. So it's good. Space Taco's asking a question. Jerry, when you worked as an auditor, did you develop the audit approach alone, or did you work with a team? Did I develop the audit approach alone? I don't fully understand that question, Space Tacos, but typically when I did audit, it was usually a 2-man team, maybe a 3-man team from time to time. I would deploy with the second person, kind of divide and conquer. The guy that I typically deployed with, he could do the job as well as I could. Normally, one of you would take lead and the other would take, not junior, but like would follow the lead essentially. So hopefully that answers your question. If obviously in the GRC Analyst Masterclass, I lay out my approach to audit. But Shaft TV says, where can I get the shirt? simplycyber.io/merch. simplycyber.io/merch. You can see it. It's like literally right here. Holler. I'll put the question. I'll do it in here. All right, we're going to go raid Simply Defensive. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let's see. Kyle says, I have a friendly visit from CISA soon. What do you recommend bringing up in the conversation about the Sci-Hi and other resources they offer to state and local governments? Yeah, I mean, honestly, Kyle, whenever it's the same thing with like vendors, frankly. Ask them like what is available, but then what does communication look like? What does timelines look like? Right? Because like they could say like, oh, we can deploy incident response to you. That's fine. How do we execute that? Are there thresholds? Like, can I just email you and you guys send people? Or do I email you and then I get put in a queue? Like ask what it actually looks like. And if you have to execute a contract or a memorandum of understanding with them, I've tried a couple times to call the FBI, to call CISA, and I've never really gotten a good experience, I guess, plainly put. If they are going to do vulnerability scanning, how do you get the results? How do you access those results? What do they do with that data? Like, do they need user accounts and access? How are they securing it? Treat them just like a vendor. All right, Wade in through logs. Wade Wells is in chat. Have a good one, Shaft TV with the Sec Plus. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so just remember, everybody, just from a value perspective, okay? Antisyphon Training right now is running a 10-week program. Where is it? 10-week program. CISSP Bootcamp. Pay what you can. You can do it for $0. If you're studying for CISP or it's on your 2025 vision board, you do not want to miss this opportunity, okay? I'm telling you right now, you will be very happy that you did. All right, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Simply Defensive is coming up in a hot minute. If you would, me, you, and 250,000. Hey, Wade Wells, I don't know if you saw this. Wait, did Wade see this? Oh, hold on. Oh, it doesn't say it. Whatever. There it is. 250,000. Woo! All right. So, guys, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you had a good time. Let's go over and raid. Until next time, stay secure.